Welcome back to the show and to talk some NFL playoffs now. I love our next guest. He is everywhere on football weekends, college stadiums, NFL stadiums. He's a former player, current broadcaster, and the host of the Ross Tucker podcast. Yes, his name is Ross Tucker. Ross, thanks so much for joining the show today. I believe you called the Eagles game on Saturday, and you're going to be on Sunday, and then the Steelers on Monday. What does your travel day look like today? To get from one end of Pennsylvania to the other?
Yeah, so fortunately, I live in central Pennsylvania in the Harrisburg-Hershey area, so I was able to be in the booth yesterday and call that Eagles-Niners game with Ian Eagle for Westwood One nationally on the radio. Drive about an hour 45 to my house in Hershey, and then, slept at home, was able to hang out with the family, see them all go off to school and work and everything, and then head down to Pittsburgh. That's about 3 hours. That's a little bit longer, but it'll be fun to be on the sideline. I only do it once or twice a year, but it kind of gets all the juices flowing again and reminds you of just how cool it is. I always say this, Ben, I don't know if you ever had a chance to do it, but if I could gift one thing to like my family and friends, it would be the ability to be on the sideline for an NFL game and just experience what that speed, intensity, and physicality really is, because you can't really always tell on television or even in the stands for that matter.
Yeah, that's something I've never experienced. So maybe one day, Ross. All right, so I don't know how much after that Eagles game, if you're able to watch the entire Patriots-Chargers game, but what was your impression of the Patriots win last night?
Thoroughly impressed by them on defense. I think that's the thing that jumped out to me. I mean, certainly Drake May, the touchdown pass to Hunter Henry was fantastic. I thought Drake did a terrific job with his legs. He typically does. That's a huge weapon. They were able to overcome some shoddy play by the left side of their offensive line. I thought the Chargers did a nice job of kind of taking advantage of the rookies on the left side of the Patriots offensive line. But the story of the game was the Patriots defense. I mean, to only give up 3 points, and it's not like this Patriots defense is stocked with all kinds of Pro Bowlers or household names, but those guys played well. I mean, in particular, Milton Williams, I guess that's why he's making as much money as he is. I love the linebackers that they've got playing. All of them are making plays, whether it's Spillane or Gibbons, Christian Ellis. And then for them to play that well, even after Gonzalez went out with the concussion, I thought I am extremely impressed by how well coached and prepared the Patriots were for that game on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, that's interesting perspective. Do you think the Patriots are legit Super Bowl contenders at this point?
Well, they are, because they're playing a home game in the divisional round, and just by the very nature of that makes them Super Bowl contenders. I think that Mike Vrabel gives them a competitive edge at head coach, and I thought that was pretty clear last night. I thought Vrabel and his coaching staff outcoached Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers coaching staff. And you know what they have? They have a belief, and they have an MVP quarterback. So when you have a coach of the year coach and an MVP quarterback, you're an absolute threat to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and especially with the AFC kind of being wide open. Ross, you're close with the Eagles. You do their preseason broadcasts. You seem to be around that team a lot. What happened to the Eagles this year?
That's the zillion-dollar question that all of my friends and family in Eastern Pennsylvania are asking me. Just a massive, massive missed opportunity. Because, when you look at the Eagles roster and compare it to the rest of the NFL, it's still probably, I think most NFL GMs would tell you, it's the best roster in pro football. And so you don't get these opportunities very often. You don't get these windows. And by the way, they stayed healthy this year. If you stay healthy and you have the best roster, you got to make some noise. Not necessarily win the Super Bowl, but you got to make some legitimate noise. And you cannot lose a home playoff game to a team that's missing that many of their best players in the 49ers. It was a missed opportunity on multiple levels. That game in particular, is a game that the Eagles should not have lost. But just this season, it feels like one of those things where 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're looking back and saying, man, what happened in 2025 when they had all those guys?
Yeah, that team just kind of oozed dysfunction all season long. All right, Ross, why don't you tell me real quick, what's futurefans.com all about?
Well, so this is huge for Patriots fans right now because I don't know, everybody listening and watching, I don't know how many kids you have or not, but I have a couple girls, I have nephews. It's like impossible, Ben, to get them to watch the whole game. They do not want to watch an entire football game like you grew up doing. I grew up with my dad. The Patriots are good, and they're going to be good for a while. You want any of the kids, maybe it's your grandkids, you want them to be watching the whole Pats game with you, all 3 hours. Go to futurefans.com. These guys have cracked the code to get young kids to understand and love the sport of football. Think about that as a gift. It's like you're giving them a gift. You're really giving a gift to yourself because that quality time for 3 hours every week is priceless. Futurefans.com. Check it out, especially Patriots fans. You're going to have Drake May for the next 10 plus years. You're going to want your kids and grandkids and everybody else to be watching these games and be as excited about the Patriots as you are.
All right, Ross, let's finish up the interview here with 3 quick questions. Number one of my favorite things that you do is you do videos, tuck spreads of all the food and all the different press boxes that you're at. What's been your favorite tuck spread this year?
Ooh, guess what? It's been a while. It's hard to unseat the Green Bay Packers because I have an affinity for what they provide. But it's the Houston Texans. I mean, the Houston Texans, I don't know when the last time you were there, Ben. They go all out. It is phenomenal. Ice cream stand, like all kinds of entrees. They got this like dessert rotunda with it is, everything is bigger and better in Texas, including the Houston Texans press box food.
It's been a minute since I've been there, so now putting that one back on my list. Ross, you're in a different stadium every weekend, maybe 2 or 3. What's like a must-have travel item for you?
Ooh, I thought you were going to say my favorite stadium, which I was going to say is Lambeau Field by far. Love, love, love Lambeau Field. If you're ever thinking of a bucket list item, everybody, go to Lambeau Field. Travel item for me, it's interestingly, it's a neck pillow that I use for my lower back. It's not real exciting, Ben, but anybody that has any type of orthopedic issues, I had a back surgery when I played in Buffalo. The difference between being like this and I don't even use it for my neck. I stick it down on my low back just so I can be leaned back a little bit. This is like pain. This is joy. It's like a 1.5 inch difference makes all the difference in the world in terms of my level of comfort. So it's a neck pillow that's like 20 years old that I get made fun of often. I should probably upgrade.
That's funny. And now you completely stole my thunder for the last question. It's what's your bucket list stadium that fans should get to? So give me one that's not Lambeau Field. Give me a bucket list, college or pro, that fans need to get to.
Okay, so this is twofold. One would be the game in general is the Army-Navy game. And hopefully a bunch of you went a couple years ago when it was in Foxborough, because that doesn't happen very often. The tickets were pricey, and I love the Army-Navy game. But then in particular, go to West Point. Go to Mikey Stadium at West Point. I know you're thinking, really, Army? It's the pageantry before the game. It's the scene on the water. It's the cadets marching in. It's the parachute jumpers. It's just, they play Saturday at noon every week. It's just a fantastic day. Army, West Point, Mikey Stadium. You can feel the history.
That's awesome. All right, you can follow him on social media at Ross Tucker NFL. Ross Tucker, I don't think there's anyone who loves his job more than you do. Thank you so much for your time, and enjoy the rest of the playoffs.